Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are talking about the Tesla Model 3 because recently my good friend Tom from Ludicrous Feed was down in Canberra and he reached out to me. He said, hey Brandon, you want to go for a drive? And you guys know there is no way on earth I'm turning down an opportunity to hop in one of those cars. So yeah, long story short, I met up with him, we went for a drive. Interestingly, he has just ticked over 1 year of ownership of his Model 3. So I thought it was a great time to sit down in the car, of course, while we're going for a drive and grill him and kind of get his perspective on what it's been like over the past 12 months, kind of do a 1 year later review of the car. So with that said, let's get stuck into it. Of course, check out Tom's YouTube channel. I've left it linked down in the description below. And funnily enough, you can now link YouTube channels in the title of YouTube videos. Who would have thunk it? So if all has gone correctly, his channel is also linked in the title, but make sure you leave a like on this one, guys. I had a ton of fun recording this one with Tom, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's cut to the chase. This is my chat with Tesla Tom from Ludicrous Feed. So 1 year later, Tom, 1 year. Congratulations on 1 year of ownership.
Oh, thank you very much. I mean, it's technically my wife's car, so yeah.
Oh, because you have your Model S.
Yes, so I mean, yeah, I normally say it's our car, but yeah, it's technically her car.
Yeah.
I do love it though.
So I want to ask you a couple of questions about your experience after 1 year specifically. I want to start with the battery and the range, because we know that obviously Tesla's fully electric. They've got batteries. At the moment, batteries degrade over time. Have you noticed after 1 year that the battery has dropped off, fallen in range? Do you get a lower estimated range now?
Yeah, you know, I guess because I've owned a Model S as well for almost more than 4 years now. Yeah. Sorry, almost 4 years. I guess I've got the range confidence now. I know how long a battery will last. And I don't really worry about it day to day anymore, especially in the Model 3. The battery's so good, like it holds its charge really well, particularly overnight. There's very little phantom drain overnight. So like day to day, my wife Joy and I, we commute at the most 100 kilometers a day for school run, shopping, all that. So sometimes we don't even charge the car overnight. That's how good it is.
Wow, okay.
And we know that it's going to definitely do 100 Ks in Sydney, no issues, even with all the stop-start driving. Even on our recent road trip to Canberra, like we knew it was going to handle it pretty well. I wasn't concerned at all. I haven't actually done a formal test to see how much range it's dropped or whether it's changed at all.
Haven't pushed it?
No, I haven't, no.
Well, you probably haven't needed to at all, so.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, I guess with COVID, I haven't driven that much, I haven't done that many road trips recently. But, I mean, I know some owners have said, well, my range has dropped, but I think what happens is that the car actually takes into account how your driving style is. So it works out your efficiency. So over a year, it knows that, okay, I'm X number of watt hours per kilometer, and hence the car now knows the battery can do this number of kilometers, and so estimates that better for my driving style anyway.
Right, so it might be more of a software thing that people are experiencing over a hardware degradation. Because I believe I read somewhere that it was either over 3 years or 5 years. I think the Teslas were holding about 85% of their battery capacity, and then it kind of just plateaus and doesn't really drop below that. So
yeah, I think so. I think I'd testify to that because my Model S, which has got the 18650 cells, which is an older battery, compared to the 2170 here, my car, the Model S, I did a test recently. It's dropped maybe 3% in 4 years.
Right,
like, that's incredible. Like,
that's nothing.
That's unheard of, really. And I think that's due to the fact that I don't charge to 100% every night.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stress the battery at the top end.
Yeah, because you can take care of your battery a little bit as well, can't you?
Yeah. And I think the old iPhones and things, people used to charge to 100% all the time, and that stresses the battery at the top end. That degrades over time. So I think even Apple's learnt not to do that with their recent software as well. And I don't DC charge or supercharge that often either. I think that helps as well.
Oh, okay. So we talked a little bit about battery degradation, but it doesn't really happen too much. Do you find that there's any, over time, even with your Model S or this car, is there any difference to the performance, like the acceleration, the speed, anything like that? Or do you just feel like it's as it was kind of day one?
Again, I haven't technically or specifically clocked it just to see if there's been any difference. Just from feel? Just from feel, feels the same. Even my Model S, 4-year-old Model S feels the same. Yeah. And definitely it feels the same. Yeah. Just as quick as it once was, yeah.
And what about software? Because that's one thing that does change a lot. So I wonder if you could describe maybe some of the differences in the software, the center console, Autopilot, whatever, 1 year ago versus today.
Yeah, so your viewers may know that we get over-the-air updates. So every week or 2 weeks, there's a new update, like an iPhone.
Wow, that frequently?
It's been that frequently recently.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. When we first got the car, the full self-driving features didn't have Navigate and Autopilot, which it does now. So you can.
Is that what we use? Well, we could use right now.
We could, yeah. Actually, no, we can't. Not on city roads.
Oh, okay.
Only on freeways, basically.
But it's the idea of using the navigation system within the car plus Autopilot to help get you where you're going.
Yeah, correct.
Go left.
Left. Yep. So it lane changes for you. It makes a decision for you like that, and you can adjust how aggressive that is.
Right.
It takes freeway exits for you technically.
Yep.
Although that's still iffy sometimes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the aim is to try and get you to your destination as fast as it can, or
the most efficient.
Yeah, most efficient way. Yeah. Other things, Autopilot, I think better now.
Oh, okay.
So now it recognises traffic lights, and if you're on Autopilot, it'll stop on a red light for you now.
Yeah.
And that's been a relatively new feature.
Right.
And even with green lights, if you're the second car, it'll go on green as well.
Right. And it'll pick that up and show it here on the screen.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
If
you see it.
Wonder if it'll.
Light.
Oh yeah, you can see it. It does pick it up.
Yeah.
It's amazing that it's picking up all these cones as well.
Exactly.
Which is remarkable.
Yeah.
And it's found every single one of those lights.
Yep. It's not perfect, but it's it's a work in progress for sure.
Wow. So yeah, that's even since I was in this car last time.
Oh yeah. It's a different car to when you were sitting in it in January.
And that wasn't even that long ago.
Yep. Absolutely.
There you go. So overall, I wonder if there are any. Now that you've owned it for a little while, you've got some more experience with the Model 3 in particular. Are there any things that you have found that maybe you want fixed or that you don't like, or things that you would recommend that they change or alter, as minor as they might be?
I think the cameras, like if I show you this, look, if you go, you can see the rear cameras now on the screen, which I think back in January, that wasn't available. So they've used the Autopilot cameras to help you see on the side side mirrors as well as the back mirror.
Right.
So now, one day we could lose these side mirrors because we've got these cameras now.
Right, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You just replace them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not high def enough, I think, in my opinion. Yeah. It's not wide enough either, so...
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
The reverse camera is quite good.
Yeah. Reverse is probably the best of the three.
What do they call these ones? Repeater cameras? Yeah.
So I think if we want to get rid of these side mirrors, these have to be pretty much 4K and, high def, all that kind of thing. Yeah. I think... No, apart from that, I think it's been pretty good. I'm sure I'll think of something, but I think overall, I just every update I see, I go, wow, that's pretty good.
Something different, something better. So on the flip side, so there are a couple of things that maybe you might recommend to improve it. But from a year of ownership, what are the best features? Things that now that you've been a Model 3 owner for a year, you're like, oh yeah, I really like this.
I always just go back to the fact that it's petrol free. Yeah. I don't have to pump petrol every week.
Yeah.
You just plug it in, it takes 5 seconds. The drive quality, I don't think I've ever driven a car as smooth as a Tesla still, after all these years. And I know that, this car could potentially run on renewable energy.
Yeah.
Like that no other car, or no petrol car could do that basically. No, it's never going to get cleaner over time, whereas this car, that even if the grid, you still charge from the grid, as the grid cleans itself with more renewable energy.
Yeah, slowly but surely. It just gets more and more renewable.
Exactly, you're running on green fuel.
Yeah,
exactly.
And we're here in Canberra, and Canberra's, I think, the first city in Australia to have a 100% renewable energy grid.
There you go.
So
congratulations, Canberra.
Yeah, woohoo, go Canberra. But yeah, you're right. I guess as time goes on, as the grid kind of gets more and more renewable, then this does really become an emissions-free vehicle.
Correct.
I mean, do you have solar on your roof?
We do, yeah. I've got solar and a battery as well.
Right, so a lot of your charging would just be completely renewable.
Yeah, I mean, even if we use the grid, it's still offset during the day from the solar as well, so yeah.
Perfect. And last thing I wanted to ask you is, after a year of ownership, what are the costs like? Because a lot of people love to compare costs of, running a I don't know, a Prius or something versus something like a Model 3. So can you kind of run us through the costs and maybe if you had some unexpected costs that you weren't expecting, or where you've saved money versus a petrol-powered car?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of comparing, I like to compare apples with apples. So
Okay, yeah.
let's compare this with, say, a car that's about $80,000, because that's how much the starting price of this car is.
Yeah.
What's that, like a high-end Mercedes or a BMW, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Taking premium unleaded petrol, which is what, $1.50, $1.60 now in Sydney, versus 22 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity in Sydney.
Right.
Yeah, 22. Yeah, depends what rate you get. But essentially, I worked out it's about 2 to 3 times cheaper to charge your car with electricity versus pumping with petrol for the same number of kilometers that you've driven.
Right.
So
wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, that is a big difference. And so that's petrol alone. And then you look at maintenance. Like this, we have not serviced this car in the traditional sense since we've got the car.
Yeah.
We've had the service tech out a couple of times for minor issues, but not a full service, whatever that is now, in an electric car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no maintenance. So you're saving. That's already $1,000 potentially per year in servicing costs. Had to change the tires. That's standard.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I haven't changed the tyres for this one.
Not yet.
I will have to eventually, that's just standard for any car.
Yeah.
What else? What else would a normal car endure?
So servicing, I think we've covered the main ones. Servicing and fuel kind of would be the main cost.
They're the big two. So if you add those up over a lifetime of ownership, you're saving, I reckon, close to 10 grand, if not more, over 5 years plus.
So it's definite, although they are more expensive to buy at the current time, electric vehicles, eventually, like the longer you own it, the better the cost equation becomes.
That's right, yep, correct.
Oh, very good. Well, thanks for, inviting me into your Tesla again.
My pleasure.
Thanks for road tripping down and having a holiday in Canberra.
Anytime to see you, Brandon, of course.
Of course. And all the best with your channel too.
Thank you very much. And congratulations, Brandon, on reaching 100,000 subscribers. That's awesome. I can only dream of numbers like that, so that's fantastic.
It's only a matter of time.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
That's all right, no worries. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Three, two, one, go!